Going to show you a little bit about how to rank your voter base for Republican Party. If you're a Democrat, you could do it for the Democrat Party. Good luck to you there. Uh, but doing this for the Republican Party is really important to do. One of the things is it lets you know how you're improving, so you have a metric which to guide yourself by. And it helps a lot with being able to fill precinct seats that are empty, or to help find better candidates that want to be more active in the party for those precinct seats. So the first thing that you'll do is that you go to the Ohio Secretary of State's website to the voter files download page. I'll put a link in there for you. So right here we've got it shows all of the counties, and I downloaded Lorain County. Lorain County is one of the eighth largest ones in the state of Ohio, and as you can see, it's a pretty good file size. Some computers won't be able to open up large counties like Hamilton, Franklin County, and Cuyahoga County. For those, this isn't going to work. You're going to have to use a program like Microsoft Access in order to be able to process this much information. Erie County, the size of Erie County, we're pushing the edge of what a computer with 64 gig of RAM can use. So you'll download this. You'll download the file after you click on it. You'll open it up. It'll be a text file. You'll have to import it into a program like Microsoft Excel. And once you import it into Microsoft Excel, you can delete, just to make the file smaller, more easier to manage and run quicker, is to delete all of the Democrats and to delete all of the unaffiliateds from there. A lot of good information, but if it's so big that's bogging down your computer being able to work with it, you just got to get rid of it. So from there, you'll clean it up into a spreadsheet. Here's a spreadsheet, and here's some of the information. I deleted a lot of the columns that weren't necessary. And so, as you can see, I got the voter ID number, I got county ID, last name, first name, middle name, everything, and I have it nicely formatted here. And then what you do is that you go over, and you pick out your presidential and gubernatorial primaries. In Ohio, those are even number years. And you pull them out because these are the people that you want to know if they're going and they're consistently voting. So we've got 13 dates here, and we have a split primary for 2022. Otherwise, there would just be 12. But because we had a split primary in 2022, we have two of these. And so you can see where people voted Republican, if they didn't vote at all, and if they voted unaffiliated, which just meant that they voted on an issues item. You can also see, like here's a D, that a person had voted Democrat before. So that's important to know if somebody voted Democrat, trying to figure out the reason why. But it's assigning a score. So what we have here is a formula that's written that gives 2 points if you got an R in the field, and you've got minus 2 points if you have a D, and you have a minus 2 points if you have an X in there. So that meant that you didn't want to vote for the Republican or the Democrat at that time. Just goes to show a little bit about loyalty. And so that comes up with a score. We're able to score our people. And then I show out of a possible 26 points, because there's 13 of these, out of a possible 26 points, this person got 26, which is 100% voting effort. It's also pretty important to know the age of the person, and then have they ever voted Democrat. So, like, I went through these, and I found, like, here is a registered Republican, currently registered as a Republican, and voted as a Democrat in 2008. Probably voted for Barack Obama. We had some of those, so it's not uncommon, but still has a very high score, because he only voted for a Democrat once. But it is nice to know if somebody voted for a Democrat or not. And as you can see, I pulled down, here's party affiliation. It shows that these are all currently registered R's, for the Republican Party in Lorain County. So once you create this data, then you can do a number of cool things. Is that you can start parsing out your data, and I've done this with a program that shows, okay, what's their score? Is their score a 10 or higher? So if I select, like, 10 or higher, and let's say that I want to do this for, well, let's go to Lorain. Lorain doesn't have a wealth of Republicans here. We'll just pick 3F here. So it's loading. As you can see, it's still Sheffield Lake here. There it changed. So now we've got Lorain. It takes a while for it to load because it's going through a tremendous amount of data. If I flip back here to the data, we're at line 2 right here. But if I go all the way down to the bottom, it is 32,123 lines down, and then we're all the way over to AJ. So we went to Z, which is 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 36 columns wide. It's quite a bit of data for a machine to handle. So you got to give it a few seconds. So going back to the dashboard. So what this is nice to do is, let's just say that in 3F, nobody is representing that area. What you can do with this is say, okay, I want to see some of the people that are in the area, and I want to try to pick out somebody that I think might have a good chance to represent the district. Normally, you want to get someone late 40s, up until their early 70s, and that's getting harder and harder to do as Republicans age and in a lot of these Democrat dominated areas. And so, as you can see, we've got a lot of older people here. But I set this as a score of 10 or higher. So let's go to, if you're going to pick somebody for County Central Committee, you normally want them at least an 18 or higher. So we're waiting for it to parse through. And so now we have, these are all 18 and higher. So, you see 86, God love her. She has been voting and has a perfect score, but she's 86 years old, and we probably don't want to call on her to be active as a party. Now, looking to get a lot of feedback from them on their opinions and everything, it's vital that we poll people like that. But for people to walk around their precincts, get out, being active, um, 86 is probably not a great age. So we look at here, 73, 71, 69. So these are the people that, would probably make a good county central committee person. In theory, you have to go and see what their situation is. And so, for Lorain County, I have this set up to do all of the counties in the district. So I can very easily go through and find potential people to represent those districts if they're not represented right now, or if we don't like the person that's in there, they're not conservative enough, we can go ahead and pull them out. Now, from this, all of this information that we've compiled, we can generate statistics. So, for like the Lorain County Republican Party, we can see that we have very few true Republicans. This is somewhat embarrassing. That number is that low. Out of all the registered Republicans, we've got 13.7 true Republicans, and if you go over here and you look at the liberal Republicans, we've got 13.3%. That's not good, and that's why we see these numbers. We want to improve upon them. And how do we improve upon them? And we are able to improve upon them if we set goals and we have definitive measurements, and we have strategies that we implement. So here we have moderate Republicans, which that's not a bad number. It is bad that we have more very moderate Republicans over top of moderate Republicans that are here. Just means that the party needs to focus on doing a bit more education and a lot more promotion of the party itself. Here in Lorain, we have a bunch of different clubs. Some are very active. Tommy Panton, for instance, the Avon Club, doing a super phenomenal job at promoting Republican ideals and whatnot. But we have other clubs that are, a bit smaller, maybe don't know how to promote themselves as well. And so it's very important to have those people that that consistently vote Republican and that they have very high scores. If they have very high scores, guess what? Those are the people that will make your best brand ambassadors, because your Republican Party is a brand, like it or not. It should have some meaning behind it by the principles and values of that party. And as long as you have that, you can go out and have your brand ambassadors make a case for why why other people should support the party and to help grow the party. And so we're able to take a look at, we see what an individual score, the highest possible one being 26, the lowest possible one being negative 22. And I show what their percent scores are. So, if you got 26, you got 100%. And you can look at over here the count of the registered Republicans receiving that score. So we have a total of 490 registered Republicans in Lorain getting 100%. We've got 713 getting 92%. We've got 918 getting 85%, and so on and so on and so on. So you really want to look at this as a class exercise. That you're in school. Where do we rank? If you have a whole lot of people failing, which is 0 and below for your Republican Party, well, it means you're doing something wrong. You're going to have to change your strategies and adapt and try to find out what resonates with people. Then, you can build out what is a passion quotient. So what you have here is just a simple little formula. Is you go into the scoring and you count how many people voted Republican that year, and then you're going to divide that, or you're going to divide this number here by the number that voted that year. And so you can see how many people showed up that are that are currently registered with the party that has showed up. And so that shows you not the passion so much over time. It shows the passion of it shows the passion of your current set of people that vote in primaries. And so it shows it throughout time if you were to put them back into that year, you would show what their turnout would be. And so it's not. I mean, the only thing that's accurate in doing is showing passion for the party. It's a good gauge at showing what's happening now. As far as passion for the party goes, like we had our gubernatorial election in 2022. We had DeWine versus Renacci versus Blystone versus Peterson. And as you can see, because we had so many people running for such a high office, and each one of them garnered a lot of people to turn out, you can see that we had a lot of passion that year. Not so much for the party per se, but enough to get everyone out. You can see the Trump versus Biden in 2020 versus 2016. And these are where you can see, okay, prior to that, we had a nice moderate growth, and then all of a sudden we went way up, and then we went, up here in the gubernatorial year. Normally, what you want to see is, just nice, steady growth. That means that you're doing the right things to resonate, and you're growing the party. Now, it is nice to grow it, all at once, a whole lot. But realistically, is that you don't have good candidates that, or you don't have a party that's doing that. You have good candidates that are they're a lightning rod for Republican activism and exceptionalism. So um, this can help to gauge how the party is doing. Like I said, we're up here, down here. We start going up, and then we take a big jump in Obama versus Romney. This was right after 2010 for the Republican Revolution that swept the country. The Republican Revolution didn't happen in Lorain, unfortunately. We just kind of stayed somewhat even. When we look at Obama versus Romney, we had much better turnout in the presidential election after that Republican sweep nationwide, and then we see a very low turnout for John Kasich. Just not a whole lot of people liked John Kasich. So we come back here to 2018. We see DeWine Husted. We see Trump versus Biden. These numbers are up because this is the Trump era here. He got a lot of people activated. It looks like that number's going down now. That excitement's kind of wearing off. So now, what's the party going to do to energize Republicans to get them out there and vote? And that's what your job. That's what your job as a county central committee person is to make certain that we have plans to be able to resonate and to engage and to get everybody activated. And as a county central committeeman, your job's not just your precinct. You've got to look at what's the best for the entire county. While you do want to focus on your county and getting turnout for it, you've got to have a bigger picture view of how do we turn it out for the entire county. So this is what very basic things are that you do as a county central committee person or as the party. The party officials should be doing things like this and making this available to our county central committee people so that they can help our efforts in expanding the party and driving passion for the party. So that's all that I have right now. I thank you for watching. Thanks.